I love sweet God magnet. Lobsters and said I told you grab it.
Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel to review. I'm here with my buddy Gorogregoro.
Yes, that's Lobster.
And we are here to talk about Dr. Stone chapter 29 and 28. We're sorry that you didn't get your Dr. Stone fix last week. Shit happened. We didn't get around to recording it. Goro was doing his artisanal classes, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to, try and...
My artisan classes.
Yeah, your artisan classes. I think that's pretty appropriate, right?
Yeah. I'm trained to be the next, what's his name? Old badass old beard guy.
So, what do you think of the Suika's glasses chapter?
That was a sweet chapter. I loved that chapter.
That was a really good chapter. I like that chapter a lot too. It became obvious that was going to be what her problem was, and it was really sweet. And we got to see what she looks like. I was kind of surprised they didn't make her more conventional glasses. They still have her mascot.
I was right that she was going to be cute. I told you, right? Didn't I? In one of our reviews?
Yeah, I think so. But I thought that was going to be obvious. And then what I thought was hilarious is that that cover, the cover page where fucking Boichi gets to draw like a Seku and Kohaku and his sexy a sunken rock style.
Oh yeah, they're in a club, a nightclub.
Exactly, and she's in a silky dress, and he's in a fucking suit, and it was yeah, sunken rock, Dr. Stone.
I almost forgot about that. That was very Boichi right there.
That was very Boichi, good old Boichi. But it was a really nice, sweet chapter, and then we learned that that Kinra, the fighting guy, has the blurry eye disease too. He just needs glasses to fight.
Yeah, that was cool to see. Because it's a kind of conflict that you feel can't be resolved immediately. It's a very specific kind of conflict where it's someone's pride is on the line, but he has no idea it could be fixed so simply.
Yeah, exactly. So of course, I was surprised though. I thought Chrome was going to get a science power up, but looks like it might be good for good old Golden Spear Lion guy. But it was a really good, solid chapter. I really enjoyed it.
And I love Suika's little wrinkly face when she's trying to squint. And he's just
And it was a great moment of that chapter when she finally has the glasses on, and then she sees the sunflowers for the first time.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was a sweet moment too.
If a good studio gets this, that's going to be a great moment in the eventual anime.
Oh my god, this totally deserves a really good anime adaptation, I think. I mean, it's only been 29 chapters of this, and right now this series is on fire for me. This is one of my favorite series right now.
It's funny. Originally I held Promised Neverland in a much higher regard than Dr. Stone, but now Dr. Stone is I'm more excited for it than Promised Neverland.
I know. It's so crazy, isn't it? How the roller coasters, the roller coaster ride of reading manga.
It's amazing. That's the beauty of these serialized weekly stories is that they keep on changing, and you get bad arcs and you get good arcs, and that's the roller coaster ride that makes it so engaging. Even
it's real life Bakuman. It's
yeah, because Dr. Stone's been on the best thing they did was getting rid of Primate Guy and just focusing on this village. And I hated I didn't like the village, and now I'm really enjoying the village. I love that he's building up his lab little piece by piece, and I love how people of the village are being incorporated more and more.
Yeah, and we're developing their characters, little bits here and there, while doing important science stuff towards the ultimate goal of.
Rebuilding civilization.
Yeah, and getting that all cure for,
Riri.
To cure from waifuitis.
Yeah, to finally like get her to surpass it, and yeah, it was just a great moment. And she's like crying when she like sees their faces for the first time. It was great, and it's like it's a great message that like through the power of science we can overcome these limitations and disabilities.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of wonder like, I don't know if you would like this as much, Lobster, but like you kind of wonder like how Primate Guy's village is dealing with stuff like this, or like people are getting sick, they have blurry eye disease, like, but they're all just like super pumped and like super strong, or like.
Well, it'll be interesting to see when Primate Guy returns. Like my guess is his village is like a Spartan thing, where it's like if you have a disability, then like you're considered to be survival of the fittest, and you're not allowed. You're not good enough to live in Primate Town.
Yeah, I suppose that could be it.
But I'm definitely looking. It'll be interesting to see how that resolves and what future arc comes through. But like, oh man, this panel I'm looking at right now, where it's like Seku's like holding up like a glass through like his dirty fingers, and it's just like great. It's like we've got this incredible thing. It looks like ice. It's clear and sparkling, and you see like soot and grime in his fingers.
Which page is that? Kind of curious.
Page 11, page 20. It's Dr. Stone 28, page 11.
Yeah, it's so many great panels in this. I love the artwork for this. It's just so energetic and fun. I think this is like this series is so on fire right now for me. Just about the art, the story, the characters. It's really great so far. I just like it.
Yeah. It's clicking really well. It's like it's a great moment. It's a great message. I'm really enjoying this. It's like giving me the enthusiasm for something like, I don't give a shit about science, and like, oh my god, I don't even give a shit about why people became stone, because like just the recovering civilization is so fucking great and fun.
I never thought I would say like things like this after. The fucking almost tragedy that happened in this manga, where Senku like had that like ridiculously long like double backstory while like slowly dying. Like I thought that was like a train wreck that this series could never recover from. But I'm just like so pleasantly surprised that this isn't happening.
It was amazing. Getting rid of Arts and Crafts Girl and Stamina Guy was like the best thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, I was actually really shocked. Like, yeah, that's what this series really needed. They needed like to follow Senku and like have brand new characters. Like, screw Endurance Guy and Arts and Crafts Girl right now. They didn't really add anything that much.
Well, because they're from our era, so it's just sort of like, oh, Seku, you're super smart, versus like, the villagers who the shit he's doing is actually like magical and has like a greater sense of wonder. And it's more interesting for us to like see them react to all the different stuff that like, he's able to create.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they all have like way more unique kinds of personalities than Endurance Guy and Arts and Crafts Girl.
Oh, they were such boring fucking characters.
Yeah.
So, I think this chapter was like a solid 9. What would you give it?
Oh, for 28?
Yep.
Oh, man. Yep. I agree. It was like 9, maybe 9.5. Like, I really liking this series right now. Probably gonna give the same score to the next chapter, but I want to flesh out my ideas about it though.
Okay, so let's move on to chapter 29. What do you think of Space Booty Pants? With one pointing out.
Oh,
Space Booty Pants.
We gotta love Space Booty Pants right there. Just Boichi's genius, and then drawing sexy Space Booty Pants. It's just outrageous.
He's working hard to like do like the most tasteful fan service possible.
It's true. like he has to really like. I feel like he's really digging deep in like how to do tasteful fan service because
I wonder if if Doctor Stone gets really popular, if there's going to be like Doctor Stone Dojin that's like sold in the Dojin market, and then just like it's like there's like Dojin made by Boichi, and he's just like having all this ridiculously sexy poses for Kohaku, just like letting himself go wild because he has to like find himself restrained in like the main series, but he just needs to draw sexy girls, so he just lets it all out there.
Maybe. God, I don't know. I'm at awe like this artist's skill. Like I really would love to, meet this artist one day at some point. I think he's got amazing talent.
Well, if you're ever really bored, maybe you should like skim through Sunken Rock. It's probably not as good of a story as fucking whatchamacallit, Dr. Stone, but you can at least admire his art.
Oh, I'm curious, by the way, though. I think I've asked you this before, Lobster, but would you now consider checking out iShield 21 now that you've seen a lot of this?
Oh, 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 it's football. I don't like football. The only way I can tolerate football is that there are fucking commercials, or if there's like fucking like if I've got like fucking pizza rolls to eat, or commercials, pizza rolls and I don't like football, Greg.
Think of it as the Super Bowl. You like the commercials of the Super Bowl, right?
I just don't. I hate like I love shonen manga, but sports manga or shonen sports manga, like nothing, like none of that shit has ever resonated with me.
Okay.
Like one of the most popular series in like Shonen Jump right now is this volleyball series called Haikyuu, and it is like my kryptonite.
Yeah.
X laser beam.
How far did you get in any of those series though?
I don't know, maybe like 10 chapters into like iShield 21.
Oh, you got 10 chapters into it?
I think so. And then like the footballness like overtook me. I don't know. Do you think Doctor iShield 21 is better than Doctor Stone?
No, Doctor Stone's way better right now. I think than iShield 21 ever was. I have to say it, but it's interesting to me to see like how like this writer evolved like from iShield 21 to this, and I could see a lot of similarities between the series, though.
It's interesting, but I feel like Dr. Stone takes a lot more work. It feels like there's a lot more, like, research into all the scientific stuff than, iShield 21, which is, I don't know, you run really fast and you have the best legs. Go use
there's
the
tons of research from, like, football terminology and how football practice and regimen is done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe that's his like super talent as a mangaka author. But so what do you think of this thing? Is they they develop the technology to like blow glass, but they find out that they're terrible with it.
I thought that was a interesting problem to have, because they're like, man, we have all the technology to do it, but we need years and years of practice. Like we can't possibly do this. Yeah, it's like an interesting challenge to like try and overcome, because like nobody, like who in this universe, this Stone World universe, would know how to blow glass.
No one. But that was a great thing where he brings out the old man and then he like rips off through the ropes, and he's actually like super skilled, he's like super buff, and like the idea that like someone who dedicates themselves to become an artisan was able to like adapt their methods to new materials. So that was great. The idea that like skill can transcend mediums and ages and technology gaps. So it was really fun with that old guy.
Yeah, that old guy is like my idol in terms of like a old artist who's like so dedicated to his craft. He's just like, I can't stand it anymore, you fucking noobs. I'm gonna fucking do it myself.
Yeah, and then he blows it off after he sees them so terrible. Let me do it. And it was another great moment how he's like instantly able to blow bubbles and like shape it into flasks, and he's just like so inspired by seeing this like new method of material. It was really fun to see this chapter because I went to the Renaissance Fair with a couple weeks back, and I went to it was really raining, and as I was waiting for someone else to meet up with them, whatchamacallit, I went to a glass blowing show, so I got to see like glass blowing in real life, and it was like, oh, it's really reflected. They did everything. They had the metal tubes, they blew things through it, they like shaped it and molded it and reheated it. It was great.
Oh yeah,
Dr. Stone was 100% accurate with their glass blowing and how to actually build glass vases and whatnot.
Yeah, I used to watch glass blowing all the time when I was in summer camp, and those were just like really relaxing times because sometimes the melting like molten glass is just like very mesmerizing to look at, and the whole process was like them constantly spinning the tubes and like blowing the glass and forming it with metal tools and stuff, and it was definitely very accurate to glass blowing methods today.
Yeah, and it was very satisfying to see Seku finally get his chemistry lab and have all the vials ready, and he's gonna do science shit.
Yeah, just like another power up in the Science Kingdom, and I love the little map of all the new science things.
All the things he's accumulated over the course. It gives you a great sense of progression because one of the things that's in common in storytelling and writing is that if a character has a long-term goal and when they complete it, it's very fulfilling to see that goal completed. Because I remember I was watching this video, someone was talking about why it felt satisfying to see Ramsay and his father Roose Bolton in Game of Thrones.
Whoa! Spoiler alert! Are you gonna?
Sorry. One, this is from seasons by, and you should know it because you read the fucking books.
I mean, I haven't read the last book yet. I mean, I'm still in the middle.
You read this. You know that the Boltons become take over for the Starks briefly for the Wardens of the North, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So basically, they have a big moment in the show where they show them rising above, and Ramsay gets legitimized by his father and becomes not a Snow but a Bolton, and it's and they were talking about oh, man, even though these are douchebag guys who we hate, it's satisfying to see, and generally in storytelling, when a character has a long-term goal, it's satisfying to see them realize that goal. So of course, it's great to see Seku get his chemistry lab.
Yeah, that's true. And everything that led up to it too, the power generator they can still use. Yeah. The giant furnace thing that they can get with manual labor that they use
to create iron.
Yeah, to create iron, and the ramen push cart that they use to get the manual labor to bribe people with. All of it is just really great.
It was definitely a good chapter. The only thing I complained about was how much time we spent in the last few pages about the guy who wants to get his silver spear. The brother. Oh,
that. Yeah, I could sort of see that complaint, but I think it's leading up to another. It's to help lead up to another storyline that will eventually tie into what's his name's
glasses problem. That's what I want to do. I want them to let's not beat around the bush. Let's reveal the thing that he's got the blurry eyes, and so he can get badass caveman science glasses from Seku, and then we can see him get a power up in his fighting ability.
You're gonna see him wear glasses while he's gonna do the anime push up glasses, thing while he's fighting Magma in the tournament.
That would be great. I would laugh so hard if he's that's his badass moment, and it's this is because of the power of science.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be so great. I'm betting on it. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen in the series.
Yeah. That'd be so great. I would love that. Yeah, this was a really solid chapter. It was like continuing Dr. Stone's really strong run of manga, and I'm enjoying it. And it's a. What would you rate this chapter though? What would you give it?
Well, I felt like I felt really personal connection to this artisan guy because like I'm sort of a guy who's obsessed with, art and trying to do it good. Like really good.
So let me guess. The artisan pushed it up to a 9 for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a 9 for me. I maybe not 9.5. I think the reason why I gave the other one a little bit higher was because I think all around that was like a well paced chapter, very thoughtful, very sweet chapter for Suika.
Yeah.
And this one, I felt like it had really strong part with like the artisan, and then the spear guys were kind of like a little bit distracting.
Yeah, they were. This artisan guy was strong, but the spear guys were kind of lame. And I mean, it was not a bad chapter by any means. It just wasn't as high as the other. I'd give it like maybe an 8. Yeah, an 8. It's still like.
Did you give the other chapter an 8?
I don't know. I think I gave it a 9 because I liked the whole Suika, getting the glasses.
Okay.
Because that was a great moment, and like it legitimizes her more than just being like the cute girl. Actually, have a disability that's overcome through the power of science is it's a really good emotional moment. It's like one thing I want to see animated.
Yeah, I guess
I'm amazed how much I like Suika because I thought I'd find her insufferable as like a stupid mascot.
I always knew Suika was gonna be a great character. Always. I bet on it, and I'm usually right when I bet things.
Well, you won that bet. God, I'm amazed how much I'm like enjoying this crew, the village crew. The fucking serious guy, the little goofy brother, Kohaku's really won me over. The artisan guy's a great addition.
The spear guys, they're usually fun characters to be around. I guess just in this particular like instance in this chapter, they were just a tad bit distracting. I think they're fun characters, though.
No, they're definitely fun characters. I guess it's just sort of like, we know that the big thing is like the big guy has to get glasses, and them getting a silver spear doesn't exactly help them get glasses. Yes. So that's why it feels like a little bit of a waste of time, a little bit of distraction versus like, the other stuff in the chapter, which was really strong material. And Dr. Stone's on a roll. I'm really pleased with how the series is going.
Yeah, man, I don't know if I would say it's better than Hunter x Hunter yet, but man, it's like right now it's the best series I'm reading right now. This is.
It's funny. There's this unspoken rule that I have, like depending on your read order, when all that manga's on the Scanlation site, which one do you read first?
I mix it up every now and then.
Every now and then, but like that sort of like gives you in your heart of heart which series you're like most engaged with.
I guess so. Like, I might want to read the best for last. And right now that's Dr. Stone. But sometimes I want to read it right away, like in the very first one.
And it's amazing how like interesting it is, and like there's no real there's a villain in the background, but he's not really doing much of anything, and how engaging it is, just like so let's solve these science problems.
Yeah, no other manga really has done something like this, I feel.
No, maybe some that we haven't read, but like Dr. Stone is definitely like the big one, and like I'm really enjoying it, and it's I'm glad I put. It's funny, out of all the when they did that thing, I think the only 2 series that are still in shonen manga. Well, no, how they did that thing a few months ago where they like released like 6 new serializations that all started at once.
Oh yeah, Dr. Stone was one of them.
Yep. I think all of them are dead except for Dr. Stone's still alive. Hungry Marie is still alive. I don't know why, but it's like it's going to get canceled. It's like in the bottom of the rankings. Obviously, U-19's dead. We Never Learn is still alive.
U-19 started at the same time as Dr. Stone?
Yep. Well, around the same time. It was part of that batch. It was part of that batch of like new civilizations. There was this thing called Demon Prince Poporo's Diaries. That was kind of like a gag manga that got canned. I think, yeah, most of them are dead except for, Dr. Stone was like, out of that batch, it's like the real winner.
Yeah. God. Making shonen manga is just like a bloodbath, isn't it?
It really is. It's amazing how formulaic it is, but how, like, it is probably like the most brutal, creative environment that you could ever ask for.
It really is. It's just like, I feel for those mangakas that work so hard to like do this like weekly and like try and keep their rankings, and like some of them just like fail so brutally. And
it just gets worse and worse, and they just get like crushed. You either have immortal glory and you become like this like legendary icon that influences Japanese and global culture, or you fail into obscurity and then you're booted out.
Yeah. Either crushed into rubble or you're crushed into a diamond.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's like that Max Landis quote that you showed in your Max Landis video.
Yeah, you get crushed into a diamond or you get crushed into rubble, one or the other. And yeah, a lot of people get crushed into rubble. It's not easy. Like even like the My Hero Academia guy, last week he had his chapter was canceled because he fell into poor health.
Holy shit! No way.
Yeah. His even though it was listed as being in the magazine, they literally like pulled. He just fell ill and worked himself too hard, and like he's like really successful right now.
Jeez. Wow, that's intense. Like when one of the number one like mangakas is just like working as hard as he is, and he's doing a great job at it, and you see like it affecting his health. Like you could tell this is fucking brutal, man.
It really is.
This is why Bakuman was such a great manga. Like you get to see like some of that brutality, like characterized, I guess.
Yeah, brought to life, and yeah, it's definitely like it's a huge demand. We're seeing it hit Promise Neverland, and it's very interesting to see as the chapters rise and fall. All right, so what do you think we should show for this? What do you think would be an appropriate thing?
Well, definitely something glass related. I think both those chapters were glass related.
What do you think is like the most appropriate thing? I'm thinking like glass, like a glass mirror, or glass, like regular, like table glasses so you can drink water.
Beakers?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go beakers. Let's see if they have beakers. Beakers. Yep. Okay. So build your own Seku Nintendo science. I don't know why I said Nintendo. Build your own Seku science lab, and without having to blow your own glass by getting beakers, and form your own chemistry set as you mix chemicals together to create explosions and other crazy crap.
Yeah. Use the power of our already advanced civilization, and skip all this manga to just get to the part to make that life-saving formula.
Yeah, you can cure waifu-itis right now. So just fucking go get beakers or get something you actually do want down in the link below.
Exactly.
All right, so that was another fun, engaging, double-packed Dr. Stone discussion. All you Dr. Stone heads, hope you enjoyed
Stoner heads. Oh my god, that should totally be like the nickname for Dr. Stone fans. Dr. Stoners.
Stoneheads. Are you a stonehead? Yeah, E equals MC square, man.
Or what about Dr. Stoners?
Dr. Stoners. I love them both equally.
Guys, in the comments, which one do you like the best?
Yes. We're the authority on the growing Dr. Stone community, even though we betrayed you guys last week. What do you like? What would you rather be referred to? Dr. Stoneheads or Dr. Stoners?
Yes, these are very legitimate questions. We need answers too.
This is important. You have to determine your fandom's name, or else you'll be, labeled bronies, like the brony community, and you'll fizzle out and die.
Exactly.
So let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this, and remember, like, comment, subscribe, and lobsters and tennis, but don't you grab it.